The Malaysian jungle is a beautiful yet extreme environment. We receive some of the highest amount of rainfall in the world, and our terrain peaks up to 2000 meters at a relatively short distance from the coast. All these factors make it the perfect playground for 4x4 adventure enthusiasts. Which is why the International Rainforest Challenge's Malaysian Jamboree 2019 was filled with lots of thrills, spills, near misses, and amazing display of 4x4 driving over 4 days. The event was organized by 4x4 Adventure Club Kuala Lumpur. The Route Hunters team were invited to witness the competition, and here's our story on what turned out to be an amazing experience. Before we dive in, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with our latest content. On the 9th of November 2019 at 8 AM, participants gathered at the Pullman Hotel in Bukit Bintang to be flagged off. The flag-off ceremony was graced by Bukit Bintang Member of Parliament Yang Berhormat Encik Fong Kui Lun. YB Fong was joined by ACKL President Dato' Yi Fu Wah. After a group shot, the participants rolled off. We headed out of Kuala Lumpur past Cheras towards Eco Venture Park Semenge. This was an off-roading playground and served as a warm-up for the upcoming forest stages. The rest of the participants joined the convoy at the venue itself. After registration and breakfast, the team were required to draw lots. The starting positions on every stage has a different implication. Sometimes it's best to be the first car out, sometimes it's best to be at the back. The competition was divided into two categories. The standard class, which featured modifications to only the tyres and suspension, and then there was the Frankenstein-like open class cars, which bear few resemblance to the donor vehicles. The participants were finally off. Each stage had a timed run, and it starts by the participant clicking the stopwatch. They can only set off once the driver and co-driver are strapped in. The stage is only complete once the co-driver gets out to stop the watch after crossing the line. Both category cars competed on different stages simultaneously. The stages were set up to suit the capabilities of each car. This was supposed to be a simple warm-up session, but that didn't stop participants from pushing the limits. After lunch, the open class moved to the next SS, a river crossing stage. Thanks to the rainfall, the river swelled in size and flow. That proved to be tricky for some of the participants. This was proven moments later when one of the participants tried to rescue the submerged vehicle and the co-driver suffered a seizure. Thanks to the swift reactions by the marshal and emergency crew, both participants were safe. It was late evening by the time the standard class participants had entered the last SS of the day. One of the more interesting cars were an almost standard Jeep Wrangler. It was so quiet we thought Tesla had developed it. The owner was not taking it easy either. On day 2, we set out to the second base camp at the interestingly named Gunung Hantu Besar. The only way to get to the campsite was by driving through a river. Participants took the first half of the day to set up camp. This would be their home for the next 3 days. While we left at midday, the competitors carried out competing in various SS from 2 PM onwards. There were even night runs taking place, but the real competition took place on day 3. We returned to the Gunung Hantu Besar on day 3 to join in the action. Day 3 is where the competition narrowed down to the front runners. With everything at stake, no one was pulling back their punches. The open class were competing on forest stages which were really pushing the limits of their vehicles. In fact, we were worried they would actually break it. Surprisingly, these cars made it out of the jungle and powered down the river. The standard class cars, meanwhile, had to tackle the hill stages. Some of the participants made it look like a walk in the park. Others, though, had trouble with the stages. The all-female team put up one hell of a show. The drivers were braving slopes we dare not walk on, and the co-drivers were battling on terrain to secure and guide the vehicle. Post-lunch break, the open class cars went through the hill stages that the standard class were competing on. The standard class headed down the next stage. There's no one vehicle choice to fit all stages, and it was apparent here. We even saw a live example of why drawing lots make a huge difference when one of the team from China tackled the stage. Meanwhile, in the open class, the competitors had to scale down a near vertical bank into the river to a marker and back up again. There were boulders and rocks under the water and you have to tread carefully. But of course, the jungle will never let go of the competitors that easily. Luckily, no one was hurt and they managed to get back up on four wheels and complete the run. On the other side of the base camp, the standard class cars were taking part in their own river stages. We even saw a rare Nissan Petrol acing it on the stage. The surprise of the stage had to be the female team. Due to a mechanical issue, they were down to only two-wheel drive. But the female duo team did not give up, and they did manage to clear the stage with time to spare. At nightfall, we witnessed the open class competitors taking turns to run their machine along 3 to 4 feet of water in total darkness. These cars put out anywhere between 300 to 450 horsepower at the wheel. The water spray is closer to that of a powerboat than a car. At some points, they are driving totally blind thanks to the glare of the light, water spray and darkness. Everyone was up before the first rays of sun hit the mountaintops. The competitors freshened up and got ready for the rest of the day. On the final day, as everyone pretty much knew where the competition was heading, the stages were kept simple. Even the open class didn't have much drama on the stage. Well, except this. Towards the end of the day, the stage was set for the prize giving and the results were being tallied. The prize giving was graced by our Transport Minister YB Anthony Loke's Secretary, Mr. Desmond Chow.
Pada hari ini, sahabat saya perlu katakan kerana aktiviti yang sihat dan bermakna ini telah dijayakan. Dengan kerjasama semua kaki tangan dan peserta.
Yang menang 1, 2, alam!
It was an eventful 4 days with amazing sights, sound and people. 4x4 enthusiasts are a special bunch of people. For them, a gash, bruise or a cut is something normal that you walk it off. It's the thrill of the challenge. Prize and trophies are merely bonuses, and they never hesitate to help their fellow competitors. Till next year then.